She sent me a 5-page relationship contract outlining my flaws and required duties. I smiled. I'm glad we're getting organized. Then I signed it, but not before adding my own clause, that any breach of contract on her part would result in a $10,000 fine. Then I, 30 male, work in corporate compliance. My entire job is reading the fine print. I find loopholes, I assess risk, and I document everything. I am by nature a meticulous person. My girlfriend, Corinne, 28, is not. She's a visionary, a life coach, a content creator. She lives on vibes. For 3 years it sort of worked. I was the anchor, she was the balloon. We got engaged about a month ago, or rather I proposed, and she said, absolutely. But we need to optimize. Optimize. That's her favorite word. This optimization process began when she started her empowerment coaching certification. It also coincided with her meeting Xander, 32, her mentor, and a guy who looks like he bathes in bronzer and bad cologne. Xander is all about disrupting and actualizing. Mostly, he just seemed to be disrupting my relationship. Last night, Corinne sat me down. She had a full-on PowerPoint presentation. Nathan, she said, all serious, I love you, but for this marriage to work, we need to establish our core partnership protocols. She then handed me a 5-page document. It was in a white binder, laminated. The title, A Path to Optimize Partnership, a Contractual Agreement. I am not kidding. Pages 1 through 4 were, and I quote, Nathan's areas for improvement and mandated duties. It was a greatest hits list of my flaws. Clause 2.1. Nathan, partner A, shall provide verbal validation of Corinne's, partner B, emotional state no fewer than 3 times per conversational exchange. Clause 3.3. Partner A will cease pessimistic or realistic commentary regarding partner B's career ventures, i.e., Xander's business model seems pyramid-shaped. Clause 4.1. Partner A will increase his shared household labor contribution from its current estimated 60% to a more equitable 75% to compensate for partner B's emotional labor. Clause 4.2. Partner A will refrain from questioning partner B's wellness purchases, as self-care is non-negotiable. It went on for 4 pages. My inefficient way of loading the dishwasher. My failure to be spontaneously romantic on her schedule. Page 5 was partner B's commitments. It was 2 bullet points. Partner B will provide honesty and transparency. Partner B will continue to foster her own growth to inspire partner A. I read the whole thing. My heart was pounding, but not with love. It was the cold, quiet rage of 1,000 paper cuts. She had taken every normal relationship gripe, weaponized it with corporate jargon, and handed it to me as a condition of her love. She looked at me, beaming, like she'd just given me the greatest gift in the world. So, it's amazing, right? Xander helped me draft it. It's all about radical accountability. I smiled, a slow, calm, compliance guy smile. Corinne, I said, I'm so glad we're finally getting organized. Her smile widened. I knew you'd get it. This is a serious document, though, I continued, holding up the binder. A real commitment. I need to review it properly. Give me 24 hours to, make sure I'm fully aligned with the protocols. OMG, yes, take your time. This is why we're so good together. You're so methodical. Oh, she had no idea. I went to my home office. I recognized the template she'd used. It was a basic freelance services agreement. She just found and replaced the words. I opened my laptop. I kept her entire document, word for word. But I added one small section. Addendum 7, Mutual Fidelity and Liquidated Damages. 7a. In accordance with partner B's commitment to honesty and transparency, page 5, bullet 1. Both parties affirm that this optimized partnership is contingent on absolute emotional and physical fidelity. 7b. A breach of fidelity, defined as any romantic or sexual intimacy, digital or physical, with a third party, shall be considered a material breach of this entire agreement by the breaching party. 7c. As this contract is entered into upon the mutual understanding of a forthcoming marriage, and in consideration of the $10,000 gifted funds from partner B's parents, held in trust by partner A in savings account, XX 1234, for a future home down payment, a material breach of fidelity by partner B, Corinne, shall be considered fraudulent inducement. 7d. Upon verification of said breach by partner B agrees to the immediate and non-contestable forfeiture of the full $10,000 from account 4 to partner A, as pre-liquidated damages to compensate for emotional distress, reputational harm, and fraudulent entry into this agreement. Her parents had given us $10,000 after I proposed. Corinne, who is terrible with money, insisted I put it in my high-yield savings to keep it safe from her wellness purchases. It was her money, in my name. A compliance nightmare. Or, as it turned out, an opportunity. I printed Addendum 7 on the same cardstock. I used the same font. I even mimicked the little vision board logo she'd put in the footer. The next morning, I brought her the binder and a pen. "I've reviewed it," I said, looking her right in the eye. "It's perfect. I just added one small addendum 7 through 7D. It just actualizes your honesty and transparency clause, makes it concrete, for accountability." She was so high on her own power trip, so thrilled I was playing along, that she barely glanced at it. Fidelity, damages, blah blah. Yeah, fine, whatever, obviously. She signed her name with a flourish on the main page. She initialed the addendum. I signed. I initialed. I took my copy. She put hers back in the binder, which she placed on the living room shelf like a trophy. "This is it, Nathan," she said, hugging me, "the next level." She thinks she just put me on a performance improvement plan. I think I just set a $10,000 bear trap. Now I just have to prove what I already know, that Xander isn't just her mentor. Update 1. It's been 3 weeks. Living with the contract has been an experience. Corinne loves it. She cites it. "Nathan, you didn't verbally validate my feelings about that new influencer's post. That's a soft breach of Clause 2.1. I'm noting it in my journal. Per Clause 4.1, you have to come to Xander's seminar on unlocking your alpha potential. I already paid for your ticket. It's a non-negotiable partnership investment." I just smiled. "Yes, of course. Duly noted. I'll add it to my calendar." I was playing the part of the optimized partner perfectly. I was validating, I was enthusiastic, I was loading the dishwasher in her correct spiral pattern. I was also gathering data. I'm a compliance guy. I don't need a PI. I just follow the data trails. Corinne is sloppy. She leaves her separate credit card statements on the desk. Last week, a charge for the Gilded Lily, a notoriously expensive cocktail bar. Timestamp, 9:43 p.m. on a Tuesday. Her shared Google Calendar, which she insists we use, said, "Yoga and meditation retreat." Interesting. I needed definitive proof, a verification that would stand up to the contract. This past weekend, I had a genuine work trip, a 2-day data security conference. "I'm so bummed, Corinne," I said. "I'm going to miss Xander's webinar on monetizing your authentic self." "Oh, don't worry, baby," she said, a little too quickly. "I'll take notes for you. You just focus on data." I packed my bag. I left Thursday morning. And I came back Thursday afternoon. I didn't go to the conference. I told my boss I had a family emergency. I drove to the airport, checked in for my flight on the app, and then U-turned and drove to a cheap hotel 2 blocks from our condo. I sat there, and I watched. We share our locations. For safety, she'd insisted. I think it was so she could track me. 9 p.m., her dot is at our condo. 10. Her dot is at our condo. Her dot is moving. It moved across town. It stopped at a new trendy apartment building. Xander's building. I knew from the address on his seminar flyers. Her dot stayed there, all night. My hands were shaking. It's one thing to know, it's another to see the little blue dot not moving. I didn't sleep, I just watched. At 7:15 a.m., her dot started moving again, straight back to our condo. I Ubered home. I got there 10 minutes before her. She walked in, glowing. "Oh hey, I thought you were in." "Flight got canceled," I said. "Family emergency. Resolved." "Oh, well good." She seemed jittery. I went for an early morning run, cleared my head." "A run? In your good jeans and a full face of makeup?" The smile froze. "What? You must be exhausted," I said, walking to my office. "It's hard work, fostering your own growth." "Nathan, what are you talking about?" she said, following me. That annoyed, "You're being paranoid" voice was back. I sat at my desk. I opened my laptop. "I'm talking about our contract," I said. "I'm afraid you're in material breach." "What? I'm in breach? I've been a perfect partner. You're the one who... You're in breach of Addendum 7.A, B, and C, the fidelity clause." "I have no idea what you mean." She crossed her arms. "You're just trying to get out of your duties in Section 3. "Am I?" I logged into my bank. "Corinne, where were you last night at 10:30 p.m.? "I was here. I was meditating." That's funny, because your Google timeline location puts you at Xander's address all night long. The color drained from her face. That's a glitch. You know how buggy that thing is. Is it? Is it also a glitch that I walked over there this morning? That I filmed you and Xander kissing goodbye in his lobby? The video quality is excellent, 4K. Her entire body just deflated. The mask was gone. You followed me? She whispered. No, I said. I verified a breach per the contract. Your contract. I clicked a button on my bank's website. Transfer funds. What are you doing? I'm enforcing the contract. Per Addendum 7, I'm transferring the $10,000 from the Text 124 trust account to my personal checking account as pre-liquidated damages. I hit confirm. Transfer complete. That's when she snapped. You can't do that, she shrieked. It was primal. That's my parents' money. That's theft. I'm calling the police. Go ahead, I said, leaning back in my chair. I'd love for you to. Please show them the 5-page optimized partnership contract you drafted. Show them the addendum you initialed. Then, I'll show them the time-stamped video of you and Xander. Explain to them how I'm the one stealing, when I'm just executing the penalty clause you agreed to after you got caught cheating on me. She just stared at me, her mouth opening and closing. The reality was hitting her. She'd been out-paperworked. You tricked me. No, Corinne, you tricked me. You just weren't smart enough to read the fine print on your own stupid contract. My father will destroy you. He'll sue you. He'll. Great. He can talk to my lawyer. In the meantime, you're in breach. The contract is terminated. Get your stuff. I want you out by tonight. She let out a sound I can't even describe. Then her phone rang. It was Xander. She looked at it, looked at me, and burst into tears. This is far from over. Her father is a piece of work. This is going to get messy. Update 2. It's been a month of hell. But a very logical, well-documented hell. The dirty tricks began almost immediately. As predicted, Corinne's father, Alistair, got involved. Alistair is one of those guys who knows people and thinks all problems can be solved with a checkbook or a threat. I got a call from his lawyer within 48 hours. This guy was not a cheap small claims lawyer. This was a shark from a high-rise. Mr. Nathan's last name, the lawyer drawled. We represent Alistair, Alistair's last name, and his daughter, Corinne. We are calling to inform you that you are in illegal possession of $10,000. We are also informed that you are holding Miss Corinne's personal property hostage. Corinne had grabbed a suitcase but left everything else. Her designer clothes, her laptop, all her life coach materials, a truly hideous $2,000 pink velvet couch she'd bought. I'm not holding it hostage, I said. She's free to pick it up. My clients do not feel safe retrieving the items. We demand you return the $10,000 immediately, plus an additional $15,000 in damages for emotional distress and coercive control. Once that sum is paid, we will discuss the retrieval of her property. Coercive control? I almost laughed. She wrote the contract. A contract written under duress, which she then doctored with a punitive, unconscionable clause. It's extortion, plain and simple. We have a draft of the lawsuit ready to file. He was trying to scare me, and damn it, it worked. I was rattled. This is not my world. I'm a compliance guy, not a litigator. Unconscionable. Extortion. These are scary words. I hung up and did the one thing I had to do. I got a lawyer. I found a guy, Jonas, who specializes in messy domestic disputes. He cost $5,000 just for the retainer. I sat in his office, feeling stupid, showing him the laminated binder. He read the whole thing. He read my addendum. He looked at me. Mr. Nathan's last name? This is the weirdest damn thing I've ever seen. Am I screwed? Jonas leaned back. You're not. This isn't an enforceable contract in the traditional sense. A judge would laugh at Clause 2.1. But it's a signed agreement between two adults regarding a specific sum of money held in trust with a specific written condition for its disposition. It shows intent. Her father's lawyer is 90% bluster. They're trying to bully you into folding. So what do? We stop talking about the money, Jonas said, a slow smile spreading. We start talking about the property. They want to use her stuff as leverage? Fine, we'll play by the real rules. This is where the revenge part gets methodical. Corinne and Alistair were playing hardball. They refused to schedule a pickup. They were trying to use her abandoned property as leverage to get the $10 back. We will not retrieve the items until the $25,000 is paid, their lawyer wrote in a formal letter. So I'm her free storage unit, I said to Jonas. Not for long, he replied. Jonas drafted a new letter. It was sent via certified mail to Corinne at her father's address and to her lawyer. Dear Miss Corinne's last name, per our state's civil code regarding abandoned property, you are hereby notified that your personal belongings remain at my address. You have 15 days from the receipt of this notice to schedule and retrieve your items. If you fail to do so by date, 15 days out, the property will be legally deemed abandoned, and our client will dispose of it at his discretion, charging any associated costs to you. They ignored it. I could just feel their arrogance. They thought it was a bluff. They thought they were the ones with the power, that they'd just sue me and win. The 15-day deadline passed. Silence. Okay, Jonas, I said. Now what? Now, he said, you get rid of it, but you do it by the book. I spent an entire weekend on it. It was the most cleansing, satisfying, and deeply petty work of my life. I inventoried everything, every single thing. Life coach textbooks and journals. Bagged. Designer dresses, shoes, bags. All photographed, itemized, and hauled to a high-end consignment shop. The shop pays you when items sell. Her laptop, personal hard drives, and journals, the actual personal stuff, packed into 3 boxes, labeled and taken to a bonded, climate-controlled storage unit. $50 a month. Her makeup, her wellness supplements, her 30 different water bottles, trashed. The hideous $2,000 pink velvet couch, sold on Facebook Marketplace for $400 cash to a very excited college student. Total cost for the moving van, the storage unit, first month's fee, and disposal, $350. Total gain from consignment, pending, and couch, $400 plus. It was done. My condo was mine again. Final update. The fallout was spectacular. About a week after I'd disposed of the property, Jonas got a panicked, furious call from Alistair's lawyer. My client is prepared to schedule the pickup of her property, the shark said. Contingent, of course, on the return of the $10,000. Oh, there's been a misunderstanding, Jonas said, and I could hear the smile in his voice. He had me on speaker. As per our certified notice dated date, which your client received and ignored, the property was deemed legally abandoned. Silence. What? My client has already disposed of the property, as was his legal right. The clothing was taken to consignment. The furniture was sold to cover disposal costs. The personal effects are in a storage unit. We've already sent your office the final invoice. Your client owes Mr. Nathan's Lime $350 for the removal, though the $400 from the couch sale covered it. We'll call it even. The lawyer lost it, started screaming about bad faith and destruction of property. Jonas just said, "You were served. Your client was served. You ignored a certified legal notice. That's on you. You have a good day, counselor." And he hung up. They had fatally overplayed their hand. They thought they were playing poker. I was just following the state's how-to guide on abandoned tenant property. They lost their only leverage. They filed the lawsuit anyway. Theft, extortion, intentional infliction of emotional distress. They were furious about the property, claiming it was worth over $50,000. We went straight to mediation. The mediator, a retired judge, looked at the case for about 10 minutes. Alistair and Corinne were there. Corinne looked awful. Xander was nowhere to be seen. Big surprise, Lee Mayo. He was gone the second the money drama started. Alistair's lawyer. This contract is a joke. It's unconscionable. He stole $10,000 and then destroyed his daughter's life. Jonas, he didn't steal anything. He enforced a penalty clause she wrote into their lives. She created this world of contracts and clauses. My client just happened to be better at it. And as for the property, here is the certified mail receipt. They ignored it. It's abandoned. We are, however, willing to give Miss Corinne the key to the storage unit holding her laptop and journals as a sign of good faith. The mediator looked at Alistair. So? You're suing him for $75,000, but your client ignored a legal notice that cost her $50,000 in property? And you're also admitting she's the one who drafted the initial contract? Alistair's lawyer started to bluster. The mediator cut him off. I suggest you all walk away, right now. This was the deal. A full, mutual walk-away. I keep the $10,000. Corinne's claims for her destroyed property are dropped. Corinne's emotional distress claim is dropped. I hand over the key to the storage unit. I provide the info for the consignment shop. Alistair was purple. He had spent way more than $10 on his shark lawyer, only to be told to walk away with nothing. Corinne was sobbing. But my clothes, my couch, you should have picked them up, the mediator said, not unkindly. They signed. They had no choice. I slid the storage unit key across the table. It's paid through the end of the month, I said. After that, it's your problem. I walked out of that office. Well, that was something. Did I win? You kept the 10 Qley. You got her out of your house, you're not being sued, and it only cost you $5,000 in legal fees. So yeah, you're up $5,000 and a psycho. I've never been so happy to write a check. The revenge was perfect. It wasn't loud, it wasn't emotional, it was just compliance. She handed me a 5-page rulebook. I just added a penalty box. She was so arrogant, she walked right in and locked the door behind her. I went home. I deleted the video. I blocked Corinne, Alistair, and Xander. My condo is quiet. It's finally optimized.